Hello and welcome to Tech24. I'm Rebecca Bowring. Coming up in the programme, Zuckerberg, Schmidt and Sarkozy policymakers meet the Gigerati in Paris. A load of hot air, crossed wires or one big happy family? Find out at the world's very first EG8. Super injunctions, not quite so super since Twitter started ignoring them. A star football player is the latest to fall foul of tweets exposing his personal life. On your own or in a group with a studio or just a mic, you can reach millions of people. Welcome to the wonderful world of podcasting. Our guest will show us the ropes. We start this week here in Paris, the venue for a special gathering of the stars of the tech firmament. Nicolas Sarkozy, the French president, summoned them to discuss the web's economic potential, also a meaty topic at the G8 in Deauville. He argued that governments need to police the internet to strengthen privacy and to crack down on piracy. Tech24 was there and asked delegates for their thoughts.
I give a lot of credit to President Sarkozy and to his team for recognizing the increasing power of the internet and its impact on the conduct of global affairs. So I think it's a testament to his leadership that you had global leaders come together on very short notice to be able to inform the work of the G8.
The internet, as an executive in the US government has said, is an 8th continent. It is a new land. What we've seen today is Sarkozy is trying to plant his flag in that new land. We, the natives, may not accept his authority.
In the absence of Eric Olander this week, it's with great pleasure I welcome Patrick Beja, podcaster extraordinaire, we could say, to the studio. Many thanks for coming in. First of all, on the first day of the summit, you tweeted, surprised at the nature of the debate at the EG8. Not as bad as you might think at all. What did you mean?
Well, a lot of people think that this is going to, it's already written and nothing is going to come out of it. Actually, I was surprised that some people like Jeff Jarvis or JP Barlow or even Jerry Zimmerman were able to voice a different opinion. But beyond that, I think it's important to remember that these two worlds, governments and the tech industry, really don't seem to understand one another. So the main point of this event, to me, in my view, is that they finally get in a room together and talk and try to figure out how to fix the problems instead of trying to yell at one another and deflecting responsibility. The
long-awaited dialogue has finally been opened. What do you make of Sarkozy's appeal to tech giants to defend copyright?
Well, it's certainly a major topic in the tech world and in France also. I think it's important that both the tech industry and the cultural and intellectual property players in the world understand that they need to find a solution. And up till now, they have been confrontational. So there are solutions, but they need to work together to find them. And in France, we have obviously a lot at stake in this debate.
We have a civilized internet like he's been calling for. Is that mutually exclusive with a free internet?
That's a difficult one. The view in the governments is that you need to regulate parts of the internet, maybe. And the knowledge in the tech industry is that if you try to regulate some of it, then you have to regulate all of it, which is really the crux of the issue that the governments at this point have to understand.
Regulation was, of course, a hot topic at that forum, and Marcus Carlson, our business editor here at France 24, spoke to Eric Schmidt, the executive chairman of Google, who had this warning to say.
Nobody wants an anarchy on the internet where people are being killed because of this information. But also we don't want regulation that would somehow censor the internet in a way that would shut down its growth or shut down the free expression that's such a hallmark of democracy.
Lots of noble ideas coming out of this event, but does it actually solve anything?
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not in a week, but at least now they're talking, and that's the first step. If we only see this event as a gigantic networking event, then I think it's still something positive.
Fantastic, and of course we will be keeping an eye out because Sarkozy is saying that this could become an annual fixture. It's now time for our tech news roundup, the story of a footballer, a model, a gagging order and Twitter. Social media is knocking down new barriers. Gagging orders taken out by British celebs to hide their indiscretions, called super injunctions, mean nothing to Twitter. The latest victim to be outed, Premier League footballer Ryan Giggs, who allegedly had an affair with a reality TV star. After details leaked out online, he was finally named by an MP. Prime Minister David Cameron is calling for a new privacy law. An explosion at a Foxconn plant in China that produces the iPad 2 killed 3 people. Combustible dust is likely to blame. Production could be cut by up to 2.8 million units. LinkedIn made waves on Wall Street, creating rumours of a new tech bubble. In the biggest IPO since 2004, the business networking site raised over $352 million. Stock soared 109% during the first day of trading. Soon to go public, Twitter, Zynga, Groupon and of course Facebook. US politicians harness the power of online video. The latest experiment, Town Hall, a digital debate on YouTube. Viewers can watch opposing opinions and only find out the speaker's political parties afterwards. Well, this week we're not really talking about a physical gadget so much as a broadcasting concept. Now, you, Patrick, are one of France's foremost podcasters. What's a podcast?
Okay, so it's a way to distribute audio and video across the internet automatically. But the twist is, it's almost as easy to do as a blog. So basically anyone can do it.
And what are the advantages of the medium?
Well, it's a lot less expensive to create, so you can go into niche subjects and really take your time. For example, we could have a tech show that talks about tech weekly for an hour and a half or 2 hours or even more. You can really go deep into the topics that are interesting to some, but not to all.
And it's very relaxed, isn't it? You can do it in a group. It's kind of like having a chat at the pub.
Absolutely. That's the other good thing about podcasting. When you listen or watch a podcast, you really feel like you're with friends around a coffee table discussing the things that interest you.
Can you make money from podcasts as well?
I wish. Well, actually you can, and you will be able to at some point. In the US, networks like This Week in Tech or Revision 3 already make some money out of it. But it takes a little bit of time. We might say that podcasting is in the state that blogging or internet sites were maybe 10 years ago. So it will come.
And tell us a bit about your recent projects, because you podcast in English and in French.
I do. I do a number of shows. One of them is a tech show in French. I also do another one in English called the Phileas Club, which is something that would be difficult to achieve with traditional means. It's a show where I gather people with Skype from around the world every month to discuss how they've seen the world and the news in the world from their country and their culture. So it's very inexpensive to do and very easy, and it wouldn't be easy to achieve with a lot of equipment like you do in traditional TV.
So the message to our viewers is get out and give it a go.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for coming in to speak to us, Patrick, Beja, and thank you to you for watching. We're just about at the end of this edition of Tech24. As ever, join in the conversation on our Facebook page /Tech24. It's there in English and in French, and we'll be posting more information, of course, about the EG8 Summit. And be sure to follow Patrick Beja on Twitter, where he's better known as @NotPatrick, just to confuse you. We leave you with a topical clip of the week. The latest cyber revolution takes us not to the Arab world, but to Madrid in Spain, where thousands of Spaniards have been camped out in a protest over unemployment. The makers of this clip would like to see similar scenes here in Paris's Place de la Concorde, a French revolution organised online with just a whiff of jasmine. Thanks for watching. See you again next week here on Tech24.